but I was born all over. I was born in Germany, but I grew up all over the world. And to understand what it means to watch your father go and deploy and stand on the front lines for democracy, to keep North Korea from rolling on South Korea, to lead troops across the desert when Saddam lit the oil fields on fire, to stand on the Berlin Wall. And these are the convictions that I was raised with, and understanding what true patriotism is and what our country is all about. And what I realize is that currently it's almost as if we've entered the twilight zone.
Yeah.
Where those who believe that they're patriots are not. And the rhetoric that is coming out of Washington is absolutely unacceptable. It's bizarre. It is it's unchecked power. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing, especially over this Easter holiday weekend, right? So, no, I probably wouldn't have waddled in here for anyone else. Then my good friend Analilia, who helped me out the car, and true story, put some lotion on my legs, because ladies, I can't reach them. He raised his hand. Because he was there. I was glad you couldn't see out the stained glass windows. Because I know that she is going to go to Washington as a real patriot, as a fighter, as someone who had of intellectual capacity, of compassion, of love, who believes in humanity and all people. And I believe we need to restore that level of competency, that level of intellect, and that level of care. And I know that I will be so proud when you are our congressperson. Woo! It's really very daunting. But I also have seen Analilia fight. And we've won battles together. And we've won wars together. And one of them was the $15 an hour minimum wage war. So both the organizers, when I had my opportunity to run for office, I went to it was then called the Freeholder Board, now County Commissioners, and became the president. And we were the first to actually have our county paid $15 an hour, and it was because of the campaign work that Analilia was doing, we were doing together. But you have to work with the community to be able to have, well, one, to be an advocate that ran for office, that helps. But then to also be able to lean on your advocate friends who are relying on you while you're sitting in that seat. We don't sit in these seats to wave and be cute, okay? We sit in these seats to write these laws and change these policies and help the people. We were able to get that done at the county. As God would have fit, because both Analilia and I are also Christ believers, we love everybody, and we respect everybody, and we embrace every single faith and religion, but we also know what we practice. But as God would have it, I ended up going to the state assembly, and we walked down the hallway and introduced the $15, the first bill after Governor Christie vetoed the original one. We introduced the bill right there on the spot. Walked down and talked to the lawyers, pulled up the old bill, had a whole entire lesson on politics and what type of storm that actually ended up starting. Yes. But a lot of sausage making from now until the end of the story that I'll spare you the details of. But we got that $15 an hour minimum wage passed, and this is one of your champions.
Yeah.
Success. With that said, I just want to be quiet for a second. I want all the co-hosts to stand up. All the co-hosts state your name and what organization you represent. If you are an elected official for any town or former, please say something for like 60 seconds, okay?
Hi, I'm Pat Caesar, and I'm with the New Jersey Federation of Democratic Women in the Essex Division. And I can't speak for 60 seconds because I'm not running, but I try to get women elected all the time. And I just want to remind the young people here that We're not voting for God. We're not voting for perfect. We're voting for good. Make a list, think of the children.
See, it takes a sister, it takes a woman. My name is Naima Fowler. I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, in the mighty 95th Ward. My mayor, Ted Green, is on as well. We're very much in support of Analilia Mejía. It's really important that we vote every time we can vote. Local votes, local elections are just as important as your presidential elections. In fact, all politics is local. Hey, Chesney Blue, I see you out there from East Orange is in the house. It's so great to see young people out here. I'm here with Senator Timberlake's son, her oldest. He is 10 years old, and my 14-year-old son, who is somewhere hiding in the back because I now mentioned it. But I encourage you that when you can, bring out those kids that are behind the booth tube, need to be in front center, and paying attention right now. I see you. We need you. We need you. We need you to be paying attention, because never before did I think I would have to be fighting for things that we fought for, that my mother fought for, that my grandmother fought for, bringing those laws back. Are we serious right now? We're going backwards, people. And so we're running on a treadmill that seems to be outpacing us because we aren't voting. And so we need you to come out and vote. Locally, we need you to come out and vote. We need more people out here. This room should be more packed than what it is. Because we are fighting for our lives. And we can't let her fight alone. We can't let her fight alone. I'm going to pass the mic, but I have to say, my cousin who's a minister, George Eric Rick, he always says, the responsible pulpit needs a reactive pew. We need you to be out there as much as we are. Thank you for coming tonight.
Good afternoon. My name is Casey Dudley. I am the current board president for Bloomfield Board of Education, but I am not here in that capacity, so we'll move on. However, I am here in reference to ensure, as I share the same sentiment as the senator as well as our councilwoman, we do need to show up whenever, wherever necessary. I am here supporting and making sure that we are with Analilia as she supports our funding for our students and bringing our federal dollars back to New Jersey that has been ripped away from education, that has been ripped away, especially from special education, and those communities and those students are the greatest need. So yes, we need to stand up, because if you don't know someone, you know someone who knows someone that's in need of the support and services that we're looking for right here today in New Jersey. Yeah. So thank you.
Hi, I am Tracy Toll Phillips. I am council at large here in Bloomfield. And you may not know this, but I am almost 56 years old. And I remember having to, when I was a child, marching for the ERA. And my mother took me out for that, and I just got myself a vintage ERA pin because I just signed a document to bring the ERA back last weekend. This is where we're at. And, you know, I may look so much younger, but I'm not. I remember the 70s very well and the 80s. But, you know, we are at a point where courage is, we have to stand up with courage. We cannot obey in advance. And I see so many people, even in office right now, who obey in advance that are Democrats. That's right. And it yes, it has to stop. Thank you. So, thank you all.
No, that's next. Go ahead, Nick.
Thank you all for being here separately. I'm here to support Analilia, and certainly who have been champions within our community. Just when Britnee, it just didn't evolve today. She's always been there. We go back to our Ron Rice days.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Well, Ron ate at my table with my family, and he was a close friend. The same mentoring that he provided to me, and I know he took Britnee under his arms. An incredible human being that set a standard back in the day. For those of us who've had the honor of knowing him, it's a privilege. It's a privilege. I'm Nick Joanno. I am the second ward councilman of Bloomfield. This is my 18th year serving the community. 10 years prior to that was environmental advocacy. So I can say 28 years of my adult life has been serving others. Prior to that, I was a guidance counselor at East Orange High School for 40 years. So service is part of my DNA. I don't know what else not to do with myself other than to help, assist, and support others. But I can say I turned 80 in April in 2 more weeks. And I say that with honor for those around me because the experiences that I'm feeling are novel, are earth-shattering. The lack of humanity to our indignity to our fellow human beings is unprecedented. Unprecedented. Totally, we're treating people as widgets, like they don't care. History does repeat itself. When we look back in history, we see what happened under fascist regimes. The Jews are delegated as non-human. And it just seems to be following the same pattern that our immigrant population, who are so much a part of who we are, our country, who support what we do, our friends, our colleagues, entrepreneurs, are being just in the middle of the night taken away.
It's terrible.
For God's sakes, just taken away like a piece of a product. And at any point in time, today maybe someone else. Tomorrow, look in the mirror. No one is free from such outrage of mentality.
That's right.
And I look at it as crimes against humanity. As human beings, we have dignity for each other. We treat others as they would treat us. Very simple. You don't do that to people. We have to dig into our own humanity for the sake of others. Now is the time to support Analilia, to support Britnee going forward as a leader in legislating this type of behavior where respect for others. Because for no other reason, folks, we have children, we have grandchildren. What are we going to leave behind for them?
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ted Gamble, former mayor of Bloomfield and councilman. And I'm not representing any particular organization, but I'm here for candidates who are going to fight. And, you know, we don't need politics as usual right now because we are in unusual times and we need people that are willing to rise to the occasion. I met Senator Timberlake around 2016 when I got involved with a park conservancy, saw the work that she was doing. Around that time, I met Analilia, working with the Working Families Party. I always knew her as in the background, getting things done. And when I heard that she was going to be running for Congress, I was really excited because I knew she was going to be somebody that knew how to get things done and wouldn't shy away from a fight. And that's really what we need right now. We need people to step up and take it to Congress for us, to be willing to fight those fights. And, we need those fights here locally, and I'm supporting candidates that are doing that here locally. I'm also encouraging our youth. I have 3 members from the Essex County Vocational School, my son, as well as a few of his friends that are involved. We really need to bring as many people to the table as we can to bring the fight, not only here in Bloomfield, but also to Washington. And I'm really excited for these women.
councilman at large here in Bloomfield. I was not a cohort of co-host, but I am Latino. And if you know anything about the Latino community, we gather to find out who we should vote for. And I'm here to listen. I'm here to hear what is it that Analilia stands for. You know, I've heard a lot of people say this, that, and the other, but I want to be able to say, I heard it from her. And this is what she's going to do to protect us. So that's why I'm here, just to listen and just be able to take that information back to my students.
All right, we also have a door who's running with Analilia. Adore is a firefighter from West Orange, and very, very impressive gentleman. And I'm very excited about the opportunity to do we're going to do good work together.
Thank you.
Yeah, very quickly, and then Larry is going to introduce Analilia because no one sees her like that.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. You know, thank you, Senator Timberlake, for this opportunity, bringing us all together. I always amazed by your commitment, even in this hour. Take you away, bring another memory of family into this world. This is a time for leadership and service. You know, this is demonstrated by the senator with her pulling everyone together and her work in the legislature. This is a time that we need Analilia. She's been serving for a long time, whether it's as a district leader, whether it's as a union leader, you know, fighting for the least of us, the ones of us that are the most vulnerable. We need you in the halls of Congress. We need to come together and stand next to you. Stand by. You know, and I'm honored to be on the ballot with you. Because again, we need strong leadership. We need people that are service-oriented and willing to take on the hard jobs that will advance us. So, again, and we'll turn it over to Larry. Thank you.
All right. So, you know, we're community organizers. We actually don't like you to the podium to move around and things. I don't like to say, hey, Larry, you come up. I need you to understand that this is we're in the presence of greatness. Yeah. He has just gone on a few pilgrimages and within the last, I'd say, month or so, to Jesse Jackson's funeral. And right now, he's, as you know, on the 4th was the unfortunate anniversary of one of our forefathers of civil rights and of this country is Dr. Martin Luther King, his death anniversary. We were just in Memphis, and he's here with us today. This is a man who takes marches and will march through states if he has to get his point across, who is a man of consistency, of moral conviction, and how many of you know that when you are unmovable, standing on the side of right, that some people will try to describe you as, you know, a pebble in their shoe or as a gadfly or any of these things. But I'm here to tell you that this is one of my heroes. And he actually is one of your heroes, whether or not you know or not, because there's been a lot of pieces of legislation that he and his advocacy as chairman of the People's Organization for Progress have done that have come to fruition because of his leadership right here. So, Mr. Hamm, could you please introduce Analilia?
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Power to the people. Who do we want? Analilia. When do we want her?
Now.
Who do we want?
Analilia.
When do we want her?
Now.
Brothers and sisters, I'm honored to be here. Thank you very much, Senator Timberlake. And this district couldn't have a better representative in the legislature than Senator Britnee Timberlake. First of all, let me say, they want me to move to the podium. All right. My name is Larry Hamm. I'm chairman of the People's Organization for Progress. I'm not an elected official. I'm just a street corner agitator. And I support, without qualification, without reservation, and without hesitation, I support Analilia Mejía, of the United States of America. And I support Analilia because we need to elect more street corner agitators. Friends. We go back, maybe further back, but if I was going to put a benchmark on it, I would say that we go back to the first Bernie Sanders campaign, not the second one, when a lot of other people got on board. We were there when people were running from Bernie. And we were supporters of Bernie Sanders because we felt we needed not just Democrats, but we needed progressive Democrats in the Congress of the United States. Analilia is a hard worker. She's a mother. She's a professional. She's a political consultant. She's an organizer. She's a writer. She's so many things. But she's everything that we need down in Washington. And I don't know how many of you are as disturbed as I am about what we have heard today, that the President of the United States on an Easter holiday would tell a country that he is going to bomb them into the Stone Age. That the President of the United States would say the next day that he is going to bring about the end of a civilization. This, friends, is madness. This is madness. And the problem is that so many people have normalized the madness. And what we need in DC is someone like Analilia who will stand up to Trump and stand up to the madness and call it out when she sees it. So I'm here to bring to you one that we love so much. Let me just end with this. I just got back yesterday from Memphis, Tennessee. It was the first time that I've ever been to Memphis, Tennessee. Why did I go to Memphis, Tennessee? Because Saturday, April 4th, was the 58th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And it made me reflect on a lot of things. And one of the things I have to reflect on is how important our votes are. When someone says that somebody died for our right to vote, that isn't hyperbole. It isn't an exaggeration. A man was standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel and was killed where he stood because he said all people should have the right to vote in the United States of America. All of us have a responsibility to exercise that right to vote. And if we really want Analilia in the Congress, then we will work like hell to turn the vote out so that she is victorious on election day. Let us welcome Analilia.
But I'm an organizer, and when the conditions don't suit you, I change the conditions.
tradition.
All right. All right.
I'm just gonna move this back. First of all, thank you so much. Thank you, Britnee. Thank you, Larry. Thank you all for first of all, what a privilege to have the respect and camaraderie and the friendship of actually so many incredible people, so many incredible humans. But the two of you, I cannot express enough my gratitude. Training organizers, helping develop leaders, helping identify opportunities. I live by this idea that those at the margins are the margin of victory, and that we should engage people in a deep and authentic way, that our representative government depends on people feeling not only ownership, but really leaning into their rightful place in self-governance. I was a nerdy kid, I will admit. I was at, I don't know, maybe 10, 11, watching. I still remember as a child sitting on the floor of my parents' bedroom watching, the TV and the results of Dukakis versus George H. Bush. And being distraught that Dukakis lost, and my parents being perplexed, like, what are you doing? Why are you so upset? But even as a child, I understood that there was a difference between someone that would put themselves forward and would talk about community and the idea of collective responsibility and focused on common good, and some other guy that didn't know the price of milk. If you remember. And, I will say that I jumped into this race because it is a moment in which it is super clear that our democracy is at a backslide. It is super clear to me that we have one of the most corrupt administrations that certainly that we've seen in generations. I often talk about the fact, I remind people that an authoritarian is just a corrupt politician.
Yeah.
An authoritarian is a corrupt politician that has gotten a taste for stealing from you, that has gotten a taste for using the levers and the mechanism of their office, of their public office, in order to enrich themselves. And the goal then becomes not only to line pockets, but to stay out of jail. That is their goal. That is what Donald Trump is focused on. And it makes him incredibly dangerous, because he has already told us that he cares not about humanity, that he prioritizes money and himself over our entire nation. We should believe him when he tells us just how corrupt he is willing to be. And when an authoritarian has partnered with despotic, self-interested, unpatriotic oligarchs who are willing to trade our democracy for another zero in their offshore bank account, when that unholy alliance occurs, the people are the only thing that can protect us from their avarice and their willingness to burn it all down just for themselves. You need to remember that these tech bros, that these crypto guys, they're willing to even tear down our government, because remember, they will actually make more money in a stateless world. We have inherited a form of government that up until we created it, we the people created it, it hadn't existed. You have to, again, nerding out. When the United States is founded, it is the first moment in which we the people
say we are going to come together and establish our own form of government. It is the first time it happens, y'all. Up until that point, a leader was determined either ordained by God, i.e. kings, or through force, where one nation would take over another and impose their form of government upon them. Think about the Roman Empire. That's how governments had been formed, up until we the people came together and ratified a constitution, and we said, all men are created equal. Now granted, at the founding of our nation, those words were limited to cisgendered, land-owning, Protestant white men.
That's right.
And you've heard me before, I'm sure. If you haven't, you get a treat. But, those words of freedom, we the people grabbed those words of freedom and we said, oh no, we're not gonna let them only exist for one group. We're going to pull those words and we're going to yank them until they cover us all. And every single time that we did that, the powers that be responded. The powers that be do not like freedom. The powers that be understand that when we are at each other's necks, when we are focused on trying to survive, we're not able to be the check or the opposition of the despotic authoritarian or the selfish oligarch. Fascism isn't new in America. What was Jim Crow but fascism?
Hey, you better teach.
So, in our nation, when we have grabbed those words of freedom, the response has always been to push a Supreme Court to deny and corrupt our laws. That is what we have. To move or turn a blind eye to state-sanctioned violence, whether it was Tulsa, whether it was New Orleans, whether it's Minnesota, whether it's Chicago, whether it was in the 1800s or now, state-sanctioned violence plays a role in keeping we the people scared and quiet. So the oligarch and the despotic authoritarian keeps people home and scared, has our judiciary captured, and then finally, they are able to manipulate laws to keep us from being able to participate at all. So check, 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 that's what we have literally right now. And our opportunity, my dear brothers and sisters, my family, our opportunity to derail what could usher in years, generations of oppression. See, because the last time that we had a captured Supreme Court and state-sanctioned violence, and we changed the laws so that less people could vote, we ushered in 100 years of Jim Crow in America.
That's right. We did.
And the lesson of Jim Crow is what informed the Nazis in Germany. Do not be confused.
You better.
Yes.
And so, when I looked at this race, I said, who will say that? Who will speak? Who will say?
You better.
No, you know what? Many could. Many could. But courage is what's lacking. Integrity is what is lacking.
Yes.
It's not that we don't know. It's not that I'm not the only one that read a history book. Y'all know.
That's right.
So people are scared, and people are, frankly, in this moment, we are going to have to give our electeds courage. So you send me to Congress, I still need you. I still need you to have my back. I still need you to give me encouragement. I still need you to hold my hand, because this is scary. If you're not scared, you're crazy. Now, for 25 years, as I've shared, I have been focused on this idea of how do we build a beloved and just community. I believe that certain things should be human rights. I believe healthcare should be a human right. I think it's wrong. I think it's awful that anyone would ration their healthcare, would ration their medication, would ration their insulin. That happens in America. That is unjust and inhumane.
Right.
I think education should be a human right. I think housing should be a human right. These places, we die without it. And so how dare we be one of the richest nations and not invest in each other as human beings?
Right.
And they will say, oh, that's too radical. Well, last time I checked, across this whole district, people get sick, people need a home, and people have brains. And so that means to me that that's not radical, that's not left, that's not left or right. That's right and wrong.
That's right.
I have shared over and over that the one thing that will remain true, I'm practicing being a politician. Maybe I get smooth at the talk. I don't know. But what will remain true is that I'm an organizer, and what I see clear as day is that Congress has two levers. One is to legislate. Well, for 25 years, y'all, I've been writing bills.
That's right.
And I have been warned at every level of government. And do not be confused. My opponent, not even to my ankles, in terms of experience and in terms of commitment. And people will make assumptions because maybe as a mayor he's done something, but let me tell you, not as much as me. Not as dedicated to you as I have been for over 2 decades. So that's one, legislating. I'm ready. But the second lever, that second lever is powerful, and that is the lever that allows us to use the office to educate and engage. And I can tell you that you send me to Congress, I'm coming back into this district so that we can work together to inform and engage our neighbors, because we got to save our democracy, our economy, we got to do this thing. I'm going to stop because I want to hear some questions. And I know my team's always gets nervous. They're like, ooh, she's ready. It's like church. And as we said, we're people of faith. I will close with this. You know what? I often get asked, why? Why do it? Why do it? Like, you've been in the background. This is hard. Are you scared? Yes. But what else are we going to do? I owe it. I have 2 sons, Langston and August. They're not here. They'd be embarrassed if I named them. But my 2 sons, I just think about what kind of world I want my 2 boys to live in. I think about how we have a responsibility to not only be good descendants of people who struggled and fought and lost their lives for our freedom, but we have a responsibility to be good, ancestors for people. And so I invite you. I am not going to be perfect because no one is, neither are you. But I will be as committed to our democracy, to good governance, to justice, to humanity, to freedom, as I'm sure you are. I will take all of my gifts and apply them to build a fairer world, because I think you deserve it. So do I, so do my boys, so do your babies. I believe that there is nothing under the sun that we can't do if we try together. And I always remember that all of this, lean in please, all this shit is made up. All the rules are made up. All the systems are made up. And that means that we can recreate anything to serve us. I will close with this. I need you to multiply yourselves. You're right, there's not enough people in this room. But there's enough people to engage more people.
Yes.
And I'm not to take at least 10 palm cards. Hopefully we have enough. I'm going to ask you to take a handful and then walk your block. Be powerful. Help me. Help me by talking to at least 10 voters. Let's overwhelm this. Let's prove that we not only have the power to win an election, we have the power to move our country. I promise you, we are the most powerful beings when we talk to each other. So please, raise your hands if you're down for this commitment. At least 10 people. Raise it like you mean it. Raise it like you'll do it. Raise it like you're worth it, because you are. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, my family. I'm going to take it over so that we have some questions. I see a hand already, maybe. I will just ask that again. It's not me going to Congress, we going to Congress. Hey. We about to do this, but the only way in which we actually can is if we're brave and bold enough to, in this moment, step into the light and step into the work, and I thank you for it. And I'll stop there if there are questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Analilia. I wish I could vote for you because I was really upset, but I've doubled it the one line.
All right, you can just walk over the way.
One of the things that I hope you do when you get there is engage with the people on the right and try to get through them, because I think one of the things that I said to Mike Michelle when she first ran is my biggest fear is the disinformation. And right now, I have a retirement condo in Utah, as we see. And I have a group of friends now that are all MAGA people. And I'm working on that. Ask Britnee. Ask Britnee how I work on people and try to get them the facts. They didn't know that the tariff was the something the tax that they paid. They did not know this. They didn't know that it was a $3 trillion tax cut. They thought it was $3 million.
4.5.
Oh, Jesus, Mary Joseph. So I ask you, if you go to Congress, to try to engage and engage with that thou shalt not steal. They're also religious. And love thy neighbor and so on. But I ask you to engage the other side and compromise. And I ask all of us to do that. Talk to a MAGA friend and give them the facts, not fiction.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Again, if you've ever heard me speak, I often share. There is this concept called the Overton window. Again, many of you have heard me, forgive me. But this idea is, how does policy making work? How does policy making happen? Well, there's this theory that it's not that electeds set where the tone or how far our community or society is willing to go. The idea of the Overton window, it's just the window in which people will accept a set of policies, and that window can move. But that window doesn't move because of electeds. That window wouldn't move because I talked to a bunch of MAGA members of Congress, although I will. That window moves when the people have additional information and they shift it. And so I'll tell you, hell yeah, we have to talk to everyone across the political spectrum and educate them. My intention is to, as soon as I'm in the seat, to hold some roundtables. As you know, we're talking about flood mitigation. I'm talking to other folks about how the healthcare needs of 9/11 responders, which, by the way, Donald Trump not only cut, but then stole staff to give to ICE. Failing people who, on one of the hardest days in our nation, put their face forward, and now we're failing them in terms of their health care. That's the kind of administration that we have and we're fighting against. I think that we should have roundtables to discuss issues that are critical for folks. I also think that, again, the power of the office is to educate, bringing in experts to speak about issues, and having the kind of town halls in which people leave smarter. That should be, everyone should do that. And frankly, if we do that enough in 11, even if we don't flip 7, we'll give them member envy. And we get to shift people, because again, that Overton window, politicians politicians, they respond to it. If you get people to push and make effective demands, guess what? Their electeds who want to stay elected, they shift too. I watched it happen. When I jumped into this race, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make everybody talk about ICE. And at the beginning, folks were like, but by the end, everybody was singing the same tune. Because you shift the window and politicians respond. We all have a role to play in that, so yes. Again, I have long-winded answers. Anyone have another question? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm a resident of Bloomfield College.
Diane,
I know you have lots and lots of issues and lots of things to do, but please do not let them push the Epstein files aside. Please work hard on them. So many women were hurt.
Yes.
And I know that you're strong and that you will do that. So I'm thanking you in advance.
I'm grateful to you. Without question. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I go in East Orange. I actually met you a couple times. I had a chance to meet Britnee down in Trenton. And I have been a volunteer at Delaney Hall. I was not there the day you were there. You created quite the buzz because you actually talked to people. You talked to family members who were waiting to get inside to see their family members. And I'm going to say, as a direct result of your visit, changes were made. This was after a lot of Essex County folks, a lot of Essex County electeds had been giving some lip service associated with this. So my first thing is to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and also Britnee for your work on the immigrant protection bill. As we're going forward, I'd like to know what kind of pressure you guys think you could give to our governor, who, there were changes made in the language that you all voted on in January that actually watered down the bills. They have less protections. They have whittled down some of our due justice. And this happened behind closed doors. This happened in sausage making stuff in this new bangled, transparent administration that we have. So I really hope, I tell you, got my support to be pressuring our state electeds and above, all the way to the top, to actually really make changes. And I love your description of the Overton window. I completely agree. And I think we could see that change that you described. And the big change that's happened, of course, was Minneapolis. All of a sudden, we were like, whoa, this is serious. But you made a huge difference at Delaney Hall, so thank you.
Thank you. What you referenced is there were, folks, it's in the middle of the winter. You have family members who are trying to see a loved one, maybe the last time before they're sent away. And often it will be families with children who wait outside in the cold. Imagine waiting outside the indignity while you wait to see your mother or your father who have been ripped away from you, and you may not see them for a while because they're going to be sent away. And the idea that we would, in what is the worst moment, treat human beings with even greater indignity and allow them to sit out in the cold, to only give them a cold metal bench, is the level of inhumanity. I can't stand it. And when I went to visit, my mother was undocumented when I was a child. It's only by the grace of God. And when I went to visit, it just struck me, like as soon as I walked over, I was like, wait, that's a county building right there. That's county land. All right. Well, maybe not only do we call, which, folks organizers have said they have been calling, but it's also, the secret is, again, I'm reminding you, the power that we have. The power was hey, I can't help but notice. And you know me, I'm gonna say something about it. And I'd much rather laud you than criticize you. What you gonna do? And again, understanding self-interest, understanding power, and being willing to use both levers. That makes a difference. We should do that for each other. We should do that for the common good. We should do that to be decent. And I keep saying, sometimes I get myself in trouble. I will admit. Good trouble. And sometimes I'm told, maybe you should stop saying so much truth. But you know what? One day, I am a person of faith. I do this because I do believe that we are called. I feel called to build a just world. I don't know, I'm like, what is worse? To look at yourself in the mirror and be disgusted that you could have done something to help someone, or to raise humanity, or to be just and true, or that you stay quiet because you want to win a temporary thing like an election. No, I'd rather be able to look at myself. I'd much rather be able to tell my children that I lived a life that helps people.
That's right.
You know, someone's like, the popularity vote, then so be it. Because what matters most to me is to be an agent of good. So all day, every day, my team is pulling me. I'm so sorry. The truth is that GOTB is upon us.
Yes.
Early voting, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't even know. If you already voted, thank you. If you haven't, please do. Okay, I see your eye voted. That's proof. Help us by multiplying yourselves. Let's be like the great kind of gremlins. Let's multiply ourselves. Please make a commitment in your mind, just for a moment. Be like, you know what? I am going to go walk down my block. And I am going to hand out a few of these flyers. And I am going to tell people that I met someone that I think they should support. And I am going to step up and be there when this woman comes back and says, what's the first thing we're going to do together? I can't do this alone. I don't want to do it alone. I wouldn't do it by myself because it's not worth it. It's only worth it in community. I want to thank you again. I want to thank you, my crazy sister. I'm going to ask that everyone stand up so that we can do an Aussie. Yes? All right. The way Aussies work is that you stand